Hey guys, and welcome. In this video, you're gonna learn something new about JavaScript that everyone know basic of it, and I think nobody use it. I don't know, maybe you think it's hard or useless, or maybe everyone know it, but to be honest, I didn't see any teacher talk about it. And for me, CSS is just add a width and a height and a background. So as I name it, Java CSS, which is a start from JavaScript and can add a CSS inside the JavaScript and making our work simple. But now that JavaScript is main of this. And one last thing before I start, if you think CSS is simple and very easy to use it, this video is 100% definitely for you, because we're gonna use CSS a lot, and if you get error in a JavaScript, you don't need anymore to think what caused error, because you will find it in inspect of Chrome and see it what caused error, and you can solve the problem too fast. So don't worry about that because it's CSS. You should know for things that Java CSS get error or get slow, but it's not that important too much. So let me show you first a Java CSS code, then we talk about this four thing. Okay, the whole thing of a Java CSS is very simple. You go in HTML and first create a new name for HTML by adding ID, or you can go with the same class list. Create a name in JavaScript like this. After that, you call the name and add a style, as you can see it. Yep, this is a Java CSS, no new code or something else. Now, what is the point of this video? Let me explain about this. First, CSS is not good. Let me tell you why. Because only thing you can add in a CSS is just a before and after CSS and hover and keyframes of the animation. Now, you can't add a function or object like a JavaScript. So for example, I want to create a click button to add a new style inside it without the JavaScript. You can do it, of course, with a hard way. I heard you can add a swiper with HTML and CSS, but I think it's not worth it. It's my opinion, guys. So JavaScript is better and the best solution for creating this system, like create a menu of the website and other things with the JavaScript. Now you can add on click in HTML or in a JavaScript with add event listener, as you can see it. Now we go with easiest way like this, and now inside it, when a user click in this, new style or new animation created without going in a new page. So basically, guys, JavaScript is helping CSS to improve it and get better and stronger. And with a JavaScript, you can create a swiper easily by using a Java CSS or real JavaScript, doesn't matter. And the Java CSS working like TimelineMax.js and the TwinMax.js of the JavaScript. You guys know about when you want to create a website with a cool animation, we must go with a JavaScript. And we use a TimelineMax or jQuery or something else to create a nice design and a nice animation, of course. But what if we can use a CSS to create a more animation with a JavaScript and no need to learn a new thing, just use the same CSS that you learned, guys. And of course, TimelineMax.js is good with a better option. I don't say no need to use it anymore, but I made a Java CSS to make my work simple with the same CSS. Now, the most different between this CSS and JavaScript, CSS like creating a model, you can create it with inspect, like a Blender that you have a lot of options you can discover. You can create something new and like creating a 3D model. But JavaScript is just a console and it's a system that everyone knows this. You want to create something like a Python, ChatGPT or robot, you will use a console of JavaScript and build your game or your system. So JavaScript, it's really hard to use it or to learn it. So anyway, if you're interested in using a CSS instead of using a TimelineMax and a TwinMax, then let's do it. Okay, first listen, we're gonna create a page, a swiper by clicking like this. It's a simple start with a simple design, as you can see it. Now you guys see this video that made by this nice teacher that explain how to use a TimelineMax and the TwinMax. So we're gonna build a same system of the JavaScript and a different design, of course. And all you need of the Java CSS code is this, very simple, that I'm going to show you. And after watching the first lesson, If you think a timeline max or twin max is better, then I recommend that 100% use it instead of Java CSS. All I want you guys find your easiest way to use animation for your next project. So just see if this Java CSS is good or not. In lesson 2, you will create a box gift, and when a user click it, a message come up that have a back option and open option, as you can see it. In a back option, the system message reset and go back to the same click option, as you can see it. And in open option, when you click on it, we can add a more animation, more design, and other thing. It's up to you if you want to continue. I just created sample to learn a sample. And the lesson 4, 5, we're gonna continue learning a new thing. After we finish all of the lesson, that we go for the last lesson, which is a building website with a Java CSS to discover use something different like other websites. And after the last lesson that we finish it, we're gonna use it for the HTML, CSS, and with a real JavaScript and using a Java CSS together inside it, we're gonna build a best website with a best design that you guys needed. Now let's talk about a bad thing that we get error when we use a Java CSS. First, you can't add a function or object inside the hover of the JavaScript. I tested and it didn't work, guys. I didn't test it in a TypeScript because I don't have a knowledge of the TypeScript. Second problem, guys. Sometimes if you use a lot of Java CSS, it's get slow. I use it a lot of Java CSS here, and if I click fast, as you can see it, sometimes the JavaScript doesn't work. And after 1 second, it's work. Okay, for the third problem, Java CSS doesn't work with animation. Okay, let me explain. So for example, I have this design and my animation in a CSS is adding a top. Now when you go in a Java CSS, you can't add a new style to change a top because animation don't let you do it. Now the fourth problem, which is a very bad problem, guys, is we get an overflow. Now I don't know, guys, if a timeline have this problem. First, let me explain. For example, I want to create an animation of the text, and I want the text be a right side of the website. And when a user click on it, you go back to the center. This is a problem we get overflow. You can solve it with a display none, but if you use a display none, transition animation doesn't work. So if a timeline don't have this problem, then Java CSS was my mistake to create it, and you should go in a timeline because most important reason, you can add overflow X hidden in a style of the CSS, but overflow X hidden doesn't work for the full media. So this is a bad problem, guys. Now thank you for watching this video. I see you in lesson 1. Bye.